Shalom. I want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutations to the house of David, the elect men pushing his truth and faith and sincerity. All right, this the brother Itazakat. Shalaki, this the brother Itazakat coming back at you with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakah, Kadash. And I pray that this lesson is edifying to all the sincere listeners who may hear this. All right, and I want to entitle this lesson. All right, we're gonna find out who really about this truth when shit get real, man. Or something on those lines. Like we're gonna find out who true men of the Lord when action pops out. Because this is what this is all about, man. And right now, it's starting to heat up a little bit. We're getting closer to the end. So when you don't got this internet to get on and do videos on, you don't have brothers you can go link up with and drop comments on a board, or you could, do videos with them and appease your subscribers and your followings. When you don't have their renown that people look at you with, so to speak, from your teaching. All right, we're gonna find out who the true man of the Lord is, man. All right, because the man of the Lord, they know in their actions. All right, because we spiritual warriors and spiritual soldiers. All right, we're not physical warriors or physical soldiers, so to speak, anymore. But we're definitely spiritual soldiers and spiritual warriors. Okay, we're not no we not no just no men who just talk and just like cross our legs and shit, man. All right, we real spiritual warriors, man. Okay, and we finna go to into a high octane war, and that's what men of the Lord are, man. All right, they real valiant, mighty men, and we're valiant, mighty men in the spirit. Lord willing, we part of the house of David. That's a definite, That's a definite, you know. So, just like our Lord, it said our Lord Yahweh, He chose us to be a soldier, man. All right, so we finna go to war, man. We finna go to battle on a high level, and it's just gonna be you out on the island, man. All right, it's just gonna be us out on the island. It ain't gonna be uh nobody to look at you. It's gonna be you now. It's gonna be all you now. Okay, what you really about? All right, that's just like if you get called out by a nigga to fight, you know what I'm saying? But y'all alone, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no one around spectating the fight. Okay, we gonna see what you really about now. Like, is you gonna fight? It's different. You got people in front of you, you know what I'm saying? Like booting you on, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to go out bad in front of nobody, But it's it when you by yourself, like what's up though? You know what I'm saying? You gonna really you gonna pop off and fight, you know? Or you gonna be like, nah, we can squash this, bro. Try to talk it out, cause ain't nobody around, you know. And that's what time we coming into. Like a lot of men are just men of the Lord for their own occasion, okay. But when these prophecies start to hit the fan on the maximum level, which we coming into, we gonna find out who really about this truth or not. When you ain't dropping videos every day, when there ain't no more internet, and it's just you out there, we gonna really see if you gonna keep that same enthusiasm with your studies, with your spiritual endeavors, and that goes for all of us, you know, it goes for all of us, But I want to make this video because, a lot of brothers gotta realize, like, look, man, this internet, you know, all this Israelite brother meeting stuff, all this just sit back, cool, and drop video shit. All right, this finna cease, man, and it's finna turn into real deal uh, pop off, pop off. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this in Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 70. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." So if you fear the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, it's gonna be a great insurrection on you, man. All right. It said in every place. All right. So let's get this. So if you call yourself a man of the Lord, first and foremost, you better fear the Lord. You better fear the Lord. If you call yourself a man of the Lord, you better fear the Lord. All right, you better fear Him. You're not a man of the Lord if you don't fear Him. All right, so if you say you're a man of the Lord, you damn sure you fear the Lord. Okay, so let's get what an insurrection is in Google. Shit, shit, like I know I probably spelled it. Here we go. Yup. So if you're a man of the Lord, it's gonna be a insurrection coming on you. It says a violent uprising against an authority or government, which we are the true authority in government. But let's see if we get something else for it. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. An act of or instance of revolting against civil authority or an established government. We are established government through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Rebellion. These some of the synonyms: a revolution, a uprising, a revolt, insurrection. Rebellion. Uprising. So it's gonna be an uprising against us, man. It's gonna come on all levels too, man. It's gonna like Yahweh Shah said. He said we should be hated for of all. Let's get there real quick. Matter of fact, because I was going to start right there. Let's go here real quick. It's Matthew chapter 10 and verse 22. It says, "And they shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved." Right, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So we're going to be hated by everybody, man. Our own people going to come up against us. They're going to be trying to knock us off, you know. Cause shit, we've pretty much barked down their society, barked down this place like Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shemel Shah said in Hosea the 6th chapter. He has hewn them by the prophets. He's slain them by the words of his mouth, man. So we gonna have all these heathen rolling on us. The so-called white man, our chief enemy. But it says, "But he that endureth unto the end shall be saved." So you got to endure through all that, man. All right, which we go through persecution on a low level right now, but it's gonna ramp up. It says it's gonna be everywhere in every place. And it's gonna be, and it says a violent uprising. All right, so it's gonna get real out here, man. Where motherfuckers gonna try to come lay hands on us. And when you ain't got nobody to push you to stay in the spirit, you gonna really find out if you're a man of the Lord now, because you gonna need that spirit. You gonna need to be in the spirit to be able to combat that. If you're not in the spirit, you gonna get devoured in this time, man. Verse 23, it says, "But when they persecute you in the city, flee ye unto another. For verily I say unto you, they shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man become." Right. So basically, you're gonna have to go through this shit. We gotta go through this shit. It's gonna get real for us out here. So you proclaim to be a man of the Lord, man. I hope you're ready for this. All right, and just know that you're not gonna have other brothers to push you, and you're not gonna have that. You're not gonna be able to get pumped up by nobody. You're gonna have to puff yourself up, pump yourself up. You gonna have to stay in the spirit. Can't nobody do it for you. You gonna have to do that. Ain't nobody gonna be on your ass like drop your videos. Or you gotta go out, make sure you out at camp this time. Make sure you praying, you're fasting, make sure you're in the right spirit. You gotta do all those things for yourself, man. All right, because that moment is gonna pop off, and whatever you got in your tank, that's what you're gonna have to go use for that uprising. So that's when we're gonna find out who the true man of the Lord is. Because it's all cool and dandy. You can do some breakdowns. You can break some scripts down. You know what I'm saying? You could talk good for men. You can get you can salute people. You can stand out on the highways and the byways and look good. You know what I'm saying? All that's fine and dandy. We're gonna when that shit get real though. That's when we find out who the true man of the Lord is. 'Cause like I was saying, the true man of the Lord are warriors, man. Are spiritual warriors. Spiritual soldiers. Verse 71 says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." Yeah, it said they're gonna be like madman, sparing none. I tell you about that in Revelation the 20th chapter, man, about how John, Apostle John, John the Revelator, he seen souls of them who were beheaded, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So Esau gonna come, trying to straight slaughter niggas, man. We read Second Maccabees, the 7th chapter. About the seven Maccabean brothers who were killed, for the testimony of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. It's coming again, man. All right, shit, they gonna try to knock off your kids, man. All right, are you gonna trade on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for your kids? It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Yeah, that's what's happening, man. All that stuff you got in your house, your PlayStation, your TV, your blender, okay, your food in your refrigerator. They gonna come smash all that shit up, man. All right, it's one thing you a man of the Lord when you got all the amenities to be able to live and do the work. But are you a man of the Lord when you don't have all those same amenities, and when you got pressure on you from every side? It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Right, and that link up with Zechariah the 13th chapter. All right, let's get it real quick. Matter of fact, let's just get it. Because we all know this verse. We all know these verses. We know these scripts, but living it out is a whole nother thing. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. So they just linked up with 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. We're gonna be tried like gold in the fire. How is that? Because we're gonna have a great insurrection and persecution against us, man. And we being tried as gold in the fire right now, spiritually, but this is gonna turn to spiritual and physical warfare in this time, man. That we coming into. So that's how you truly are refined. Let's get that word refined. It says silver is refined. This is how we truly are purged. This is how we truly gonna be saved. We're not saved just right now. We ain't saved yet.
Strong's H 6884. Saraf.
You go to one right here. It says to test, to prove, and prove true. So this will prove if you're a true man of the Lord. All right. You've been proved true. That fire that's gonna come upon us. It says, they shall call on my name and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They shall say, the Lord is my power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Yeah, because we went through that purging process. Because we got refined, because we like, oh shit, yeah, the Lord, he spoke about this, This going back to 2nd Ezra 16, verse 73 says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye, my beloved, speaking to the elect, said the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua saying the days of trouble are at hand. We're finna come in time of trouble. What trouble is that? We can go into that too. It says, but I will deliver you from the same, right? So even though we're coming into the time of trouble, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to deliver us. Why? Because he requires us to go through this process to be refined. Once we're refined, we're good. We're made for the master's use, so to speak. So he gonna make so we're gonna be straight from that point. It says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh Shem Yahushua is your power and the guide of them who keep my precepts, so I can keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves, right? Because that can happen when you get out on the island and Satan get you out on the island, like, so to speak, like he playing man-to-man coverage on you, man. You got to play man-to-man coverage on Satan, he running over the top, you got to bump and run, man. Man, this play depend on you. This Hail Mary depend on you, man. So when these things start to happen, You know, we gotta keep the commandments and precepts of Yahweh Shim Yahushua. That's our only defense, man. You know, that's our only defense mechanism. You know, so we gotta keep these precepts and these commandments to be able to not allow ourselves to be defeated spiritually. Because, like I was saying, we're spiritual warriors. You know, you let your sins weigh you up, man. It's gonna eat down on your spirit. It's gonna weigh down on your spirit, and you're not gonna be able to defend yourself. It says, "Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through." It says, "It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith." Right? You know, so you know, basically we can't be bound with iniquity, man. You know, and that's why it's vital for us to stay in the spirit when the pressure get on, man. All right, because if we not, man, you gonna your iniquities and your filthiness will start to lift itself up over the renewed man that we supposed to be. You know, through the whole fighting process we've been going through. You know, this is Matthew chapter 20, verse 16. It says, So the last shall be first, and the first last. So, or for many be called, but few chosen. Right? You know what I'm saying? It says the last gonna be first, and the first gonna be last, man. Okay. So it's a lot of brothers who, so to speak, first came in this thing first. You know, first in line to get recognition, first in line for this truth, so to speak, in different aspects, but they're gonna be last. All right, they're gonna be last, because really it's a good thing to be on a certain type of level, man. All right, but it's a bad thing too, because you start to you forget about the hunger and the drive. That's why Yahweh Shemashah keep his men lowly, so they don't get too high and mighty about themselves, and then they forget how to grind it out. You gotta stay in that hungry mindset. You gotta stay in that rough and rigid mindset. You start to get too puffed up and you start to feel too good about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You start to forget about what it was like to be at the bottom. That's why I speak about it in Sirach 11. Let's get there real quick. Because I meant to get it. Let's get Sirach. It's one of my favorite accounts in the script. Let's start at, I think it's 21. Salakia. No, it's 25. Yeah, Salakia. This Sirach chapter 11 verse 25. It says, "In the day of prosperity there's a forgetfulness of affliction." Right. So when you start prospering, you start doing good for yourself, you start feeling good, you forget about the times when you was afflicted. It says, "In the day of affliction there is no more remembrance of prosperity." Yeah. So now you gotta know what it's. Now you gotta try to remember what it was like when you was being afflicted. How did you deal with it? But if you are already in the mind state of being afflicted, you can deal with it better. That's why Yahweh Shemashah said, "I've chosen them in the furnace of affliction." That's the real man who can deal with shit. The ones who constantly go through affliction and constantly at the bottom, man. Constantly lowly. Constantly pretty much scourged and chastised, man. If you ain't constantly going through that, you're not being afflicted, man. Man, you good, man. Everybody fuck with you. It says, "For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways." It says, "The affliction of an hour maketh a man to forget pleasure, and in his end, his deeds shall be discovered." Yet the affliction of an hour make a man forget pleasure. You'll forget all about when you was getting all that acclaim. Everybody was fucking with you, oh, teacher, elder, brother, great job, all that. You know what I'm saying? That shit gonna get shut down when the affliction of an hour come. That hour is the hour of temptation, where we're gonna be tested to prove we're true men of the Lord. It says, Judge none blessed before his death, for a man shall be known in his children. Yes, it says judge none blessed before his death, man. All right, for a man shall be known in his children. We know that the children gonna be the 2/3 who come back through the loins of the elect. It says judge no man blessed before his death. All right, right, because that's when you find out who the true blessed is, man. All right, when death arises, man, that's when you find out who the true blessed is. You're not just blessed just because you know this truth and you on some type of level. All right, you don't supposed to judge that man blessed because of that. All right, oh, this got to be a man of the Lord. Now let's see if he a man of the Lord when death come to his door, to his doorsteps. This Second Ezra chapter 8 verse 1, and he answered me saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. So the world to come is for few, man. You know, it says, I will tell thee a multitude, Ezra, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mud whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. Right, yeah, that little dust that gold cometh of, right, like gold in the fire. That's the man of the Lord. You know, it's on. You know, it's only so much type of dirt and dust and soil that gold can arise from, or, but it's plenty dust and dirt in the earth. You know, it says even so, if this course of this present world, for there be many created, but few shall be saved. Yes, it's many that's created, but few is gonna be saved, man. All right, so it's a lot of brothers out here, man. All right, who really think, you know, that they men of the Lord, man. You know, shit. Everybody feel like everybody a man of the Lord. So it's time to start doing man of the Lord stuff. You know, this Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Yeah, who is the he that's gonna be saved out of it, man? All right, he that endures unto the end, man. All right, he that endures this insurrection, man. You know, it says that day is great, that none is like it. It's no day like the day we coming into, man. So if it's no day like the day we coming into, man, you got to be on some kind of high spiritual level to be able to endure these things, man. And it's the time of Jacob's trouble. It's the time of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indian trouble. You know, which Jacob's name was later changed to Israel. And we know all of Israel is not of Israel. So this really like the elect's trouble, man. But why is it the elect's trouble? Because the elect got the spirit to deal with it. All right. These 2/3, they don't even have the spirit in them to fight this, man. You know, and if you don't have the spirit in this to fight this, you think you're a man of the Lord. Like I was saying, if you ain't got the spirit on you to be able to handle shit when all lies against you, you pretty much a 2/3. Regardless if you think you're a man of the Lord, that spirit is all you're gonna have to stand you through this time of trouble. You know. Let's go to Daniel 12. Daniel 12 and 1. This Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. At that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Speaking of the elect, Lord willing, we are part of that number. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. So it ain't never been a time of trouble like this time that we coming into. Let's get that word trouble, matter of fact. Let's get that word trouble. Trouble.
Strong's H 6869. Sarah.
Says straits, distress, trouble, you know, tribulation, anguish, affliction. In the Strong's definition, there we go. That word affliction, man. All right. The affliction of an hour, man. Make a man forget prosperity, you know. make a man forget pleasure, you know. Yeah, you'll forget the pleasures of how you felt when you thought you was a man of the Lord. You're gonna forget that pleasure that it made you feel when that affliction come. You know, if we ain't in the right spirit, you know, gonna get completely obliterated out here, man. It says, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Yeah, what book? The book of life. You know, and that's the elect. You know, that's the elect. Everyone that's found written in a book. You know, you found written in the book if you can endure. You gotta have endurance in this thing, man. You know, gotta have endurance in this thing. You know, and your endurance ain't just cause you enduring the truth. You know, yeah, that's one thing. That's good. That's cool. But your real endurance is gonna show. Your endurance that you endured with while you was in the truth is gonna show when the time of trouble come. Can you take your endurance that you took that you had that you used to be able to maintain within the truth and take that same endurance and be able to maintain through an absolute time of trouble like it's never been since the world was created? You know, that's what we gotta ask ourselves. You know. This St. John chapter 9, verse 4, it says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. Right? It's coming into a time where ain't no man gonna be able to work, man. All right, what? Do this work, man. All right. You know, so we working the works of him that sent us while it is day. Why? So we can stay fervent in spirit, so we can have our spiritual currency on enough of a level to be able to endure in a time of trouble, man. You know, this is while it is day, but it's shit. The sun going down, man. All right, so we coming into the time where no man can work, so you can't work no more to be able to build your spirit up to be able to endure the time of trouble. You just got to go off of what you got. You know, you just got to go off what you got. Let's go here. This James chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, hearken, my beloved brethren, talking to the elect again, you know, the house of David, you know. It says, have not Yahweh Bashem Yahushua chosen the poor of this world rich in faith, right? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua really chose the poor of the world. The poor, you know, you got men in Israel who, so to speak, are poor, you know, financially poor. You know, that's one thing, you know, but like literally poor than their other brothers, because you got brothers that's like on such high levels because of who they are, so to speak, you know, or their experience or their time in, or who they know, you know what I'm saying, who they linked up with, you know, all the work they put in and all that, you know, so they got riches within this world on a different level of fiat paper money. They got so-called truth riches in the world, you know. But you got brothers who are poor in the truth too. You know what I'm saying? They don't have them same kind of spiritual riches and abundance of having fame and abundance amongst men, and you know you know, so much works and experience as others. You know, so they, you know, but Yahweh Shemashah chose the poor of this world rich in faith, but they got the highest levels of faith. You know, they got the highest levels of faith. It says, and heirs of the kingdom which he have promised to them that love him. Yeah, he says, he's promised, we're promised the kingdom to those who are poor. You know, he's promised the kingdom to those who are poor. All right, because if you poor, what the hell you got to really live for? You know, now if you doing good for yourself, if you're doing good for yourself, or you got something you want to hold on to here, you know, even if it's how men look at you, you know, you really not poor, man. You know, and there's a lot of brothers who claim that they poor, but they really not poor. Just because you don't have no money don't mean you're not poor. But brothers be having money too, you know. Brothers be having money too. You know, some brothers, shit, I'm poor in every facet. I'm just put it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm poor financially and poor, you know, according to man. But, you know, I'm laying up my treasure according to the commandments of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So I could be poor here, you know, or in the eyes of man or whatever, you know, but in the eyes of Yahweh Shemashah, he deems me rich, you know, because he chosen the poor rich in faith, you know, and that's the real, that's some of the currency that the Heavenly Father is accepting, is faith, you know. And you gotta have a high level of faith to be able to endure through the time of trouble, you know. That's on a max level, you know, and you gotta have absolute faith to be able to hold it down for the Lord when ain't nobody watching, or when shit is real, when it's just all on you, you know. It's Revelation chapter 2, verse 19. I know thy works and charity and service and faith. So Yahweh, this Yahweh Shah speaking. He says, I know thy works and charity and service and faith. You know, these are the things that he looks at, in thy patience, in thy works, in thy works, and the last to be more than the first, and the last to be more than the first, man. All right. Yahweh Shah know what's up, man. All right. Yahweh Shah know what's up. All right. It's a lot of guys who think Yahweh Shah just dealing with you. That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true, because he's the judge of works, charity, faith, and patience. All right. And that's what you got to have within your spirit to be able to endure the trouble. All right. So you know, we better have those things correct. You know, we better have those things correct, or we better come correct, or we're gonna get corrected. You know, we're gonna get corrected with death by pain if we not if we not on the right page when our Lord Yahweh Shah come. You know, now this it right here. This Matthew chapter 24 verse 13. It says, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." Yeah, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, so we gotta endure. You know, doing videos, multiple videos throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? That's enough. Like, if you can't even put up 3 videos a week, how the hell you gonna be able to endure through Jacob's trouble? You can't even go out to camp every week. How in the hell you gonna be able to endure through Jacob's trouble, man? All right. You can't even endure through a little bit of adversity and affliction that you go through here in this place. How in the hell are you gonna get through Jacob's trouble? How are you gonna endure through that? You know, how are you gonna be saved? How the hell you expect yourself to be saved? You ain't got no endurance. Endurance is the number one quality you gotta have to make it. All right, and you get your endurance built up through your faith and your works, man. All right, through your patience. You know, let's get this.
Strong's G 5278. Hupamano. Hupamano.
And your faith and your works is really seen when ain't nobody watching, bro. You know, that's why the ones who put in the work, who ain't really got the biggest followings and the biggest subscribers and all this and that, you know, all the esteem and renown, them the real men of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Them the real men of the Lord. Why? Because they don't need no recognition from nobody to do this. You know, they just doing this just off pure faith. You got to have a hell of a faith and a hell of a spirit to endure that. You know. Not receiving love while you seeing your peers, they doing the same thing as you, but they receiving more love than you, like they so much greater. You doing the same thing as them, you know, but you endure that. You don't look at nobody sideways for it. You still show brothers love. You still just keep doing what you got to do. That's why scripture say work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know, those who do that, regardless of what, those the true men of the Lord, man. Them the ones with the highest level of faith, man. You know, and them the ones with the highest level of endurance, you know. But this endure, it says to remain, to tarry behind, to remain, abide, not recede or flee, you know. Like shit, take shit like a man, you know, to persevere under misfortunes and trials, to hold fast to one's faith in Hamashiach, you know, to endure, bear bravely, calmly, ill treatments. Yeah, man. To persevere under misfortunes, man, and trials, and hold fast your faith in Hamashiach. And that's what the lowest men in the faith do on the highest level right now, in the truth. You know, they do that. You know, it's one thing you on a high level in the faith, but you got all type of brothers to you got all type of love, man. You know, shit. It's brothers who in the faith, they not getting that same type of love, you know, but they on the bottom, you know. So shit, it's easier for them to endure that. They got all type of extra amenities to endure that, you know. What about the brothers who don't got all that extra shit and they still endure? You know, them the ones who holding fast the faith strongest, you know. But you know, that's it, man. You know, men of the Lord gonna be chosen through gonna be we finna find out who the true man of the Lord is. You know, we finna find out. You know, so Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give our praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Wakakadash, double honors to the apostle of the great millstone, rule well, and peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom to the elect.